5G technology. For some, it's a breakthrough in wireless communication that promises faster internet speeds and the next generation of connectivity. But for others, it's seen as something much darker, a tool for surveillance, manipulation, and even mind control. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most controversial conspiracy theories circulating online. The idea that 5G is being used as a global system for controlling human thought. Where did this theory come from, and is there any truth to it? Let's explore. Background of 5G technology. To understand this theory, it's important to start what 5G actually is. 5G stands for the fifth generation of wireless technology. It's designed to offer faster data speeds, more reliable connections, and to enable new technologies like self-driving cars, smart cities, and the Internet of Things. 5G works by using higher frequency of radio waves than previous generations, which allows more data to be transmitted at once. This results in faster speeds and greater capacity. Unlike 4G, which used primarily low and mid-band frequencies, 5G also utilizes millimeter wave technology. This is key to the conspiracy theory we will be discussing. Origins of the 5G mind control theory. The idea that 5G is being used for mind control didn't just come out of nowhere. It has roots in earlier fears surrounding radio frequencies and electromagnetic waves. In the 20th century, various groups expressed concern about the health effects of radio waves, microwaves, and later, Wi-Fi. These concerns often stemmed from a lack of public understanding of how electromagnetic waves work, mixed with legitimate questions about long-term exposure. However, the leap from health concerns to mind control is where things start to get interesting. Some believe that 5G's use of millimeter waves is significant because of its potential to penetrate the skin and interact with human biology in ways that we don't fully understand. Conspiracy theorists argue that these waves could influence brain waves, nervous systems, or even DNA. They claim that governments and corporations are exploiting this technology for mass surveillance and behavioral manipulation. The science behind radio waves and health. Before diving further into theory, it's worth discussing the science behind radio waves and their effects on the human body. Radio waves, including those used in 5G, are non-ionizing, meaning they don't carry enough energy to remove electrons from atoms or molecules, which is what ionizing radiation like X-rays does. Non-ionizing radiation is generally considered safe at low levels, and numerous studies have shown no conclusive evidence linking radio waves to serious health issues. However, conspiracy theorists often point to outlier studies or small isolated findings that suggest some forms of electromagnetic radiation might have biological effects. While these studies are not widely accepted in the scientific community, they often form the basis of fears about technologies like 5G. Surveillance and control fears. A major aspect of the 5G mind control theory revolves around surveillance. People concerned about 5G argue that this technology allows governments or powerful entities to watch our every move. While this claim is exaggerated, it's important to acknowledge the genuine concerns about privacy in a world increasingly dominated by digital technologies. 5G's ability to connect billions of devices from smartphones to smart refrigerators raises questions about data security and how personal information is used. In recent years, we've seen growing concerns about how companies like Google, Facebook, and governments collect and utilize data. Surveillance capitalism is real, and it's shaping our world. But does 5G enable mind control? That's a much bigger leap. The idea that 5G could be used to directly influence human thought seems to stem more from science fiction than reality. However, it's understandable that in a world where companies know so much about us, there's a growing fear of manipulation. Mind control claims. Is it possible? Now, let's get to the heart of the theory: mind control. Conspiracy theorists claim that 5G, combined with existing surveillance technologies, can manipulate human thoughts and behavior. Some proponents of this theory even suggest that 5G could be used to implant thoughts, control emotions, or cause physical symptoms like headaches and dizziness. So, where does this idea come from? A lot of it seems to be based on a misunderstanding of how electromagnetic waves interact with the brain. Brainwaves, which are patterns of electrical activity in the brain, operate at extremely low frequencies, typically between 1 and 100 Hz. By contrast, 5G operates at frequencies around 24 GHz and higher. These frequencies are far too high to influence brain waves directly. Despite this, conspiracy theorists argue that 5G's millimeter waves, because of their ability to penetrate the skin, could interact with the body in ways we don't fully understand. Some even cite old research into the potential for radio waves to cause auditory effects or induce heat in body tissues. While these effects are real, they occur at much higher intensities than anything produced by 5G networks. The role of misinformation and fear. One reason the 5G mind control theory has gained so much traction is in the rise of misinformation and distrust in institutions. In recent years, we've seen a growing trend of people rejecting mainstream science and turning to alternative explanations for complex phenomena. This is partly fueled by distrust in governments, corporations, and media, which are often seen as corrupt or self-serving. Social media has played a significant role in spreading these ideas. Platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter make it easy for conspiracy theories to gain attention. Videos and posts that evoke fear or outrage are more likely to go viral, creating an echo chamber where these ideas become reinforced. Many of these platforms have tried to combat misinformation by flagging or removing false claims, but this often has the opposite effect, leading to cries of censorship and fueling further suspicion. Counterarguments and debunking the theory. So, what do experts say about the 5G mind control theory? Most scientists and health organizations have dismissed the idea as pseudoscience. They point out that there is no credible evidence to support the claim that 5G can be used for mind control, and that the technology itself poses no unique health risks compared to earlier generations of wireless communication. In fact, many of the health concerns associated with 5G are the same ones that were raised when 3G and 4G were introduced, and just like those earlier fears, the claims about 5G and mind control are based on misunderstandings and a lack of scientific evidence. Conclusion: where do we go from here? At the end of the day, it's important to remain skeptical, but also rely on credible sources when it comes to understanding new technologies like 5G. Fear and misinformation thrive when we don't take the time to learn the facts. 5G is set to revolutionize the way we live and interact with the world, and while it's natural to be cautious, it's equally important to separate fact from fiction. The idea of 5G being used for mind control is an extraordinary claim. And as the saying goes, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So far, that evidence simply doesn't exist. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more deep dives into tech, science, and the myths surrounding them. Let's keep the conversation going. What do you think about 5G? Let me know in the comments below.